Hey everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with today's video. I have veered away from a little bit of quilting, and being wintertime, it's really fun to pull out knitting needles and crochet hooks to work. So I've worked on this crocheted Afghan. And I'll move back here and you can see it. It's laying on a double bed and it covers the top kind of nice, but that's not its purpose. It's just an Afghan, and we're going to work on that today. The first thing I want to share with you is looking at colors that you want to do, and this is using 4-ply regular knitting yarn, and there are 6 rows or rounds, and 2 of those are going to be the same color, the inside and the outside, and then you'll need 4 other colors for in between, and you'll see that as we go. Another thing is you'll like to have something, there are little tails where you sew the new colors on and when you're working on the things, and so 2 of the needles that I like to use to clean that up are a large embroidery tapestry needle that's kind of sharp, and it's going to have an eye that allows the yarn to come through it after you work with it a little bit. And if those aren't working or you don't have those, then there are the plastic type that have the big eye. Now the metal ones are sharp and they can weave through some of the other yarn that you've got. But then these are more blunt, but at the same time, they'll help hide those threads. The stitches, and here's the H hook. This project calls for the H crochet hook. Okay, the stitches that we're going to see in here. Now, if you have crocheted before, this will probably go really fast for you, faster. If you're just learning, you'll get some ways to get started to crochet. Then we'll have double crochet stitches, we'll have chains, we'll have half double crochets, and then we'll have triple crochets and the H hook. And that's it. I really thought this was fun, and I thought once you get going, whether you're experienced or not, you're going to enjoy it because it's got so many nice things about it. But let's start first. We're just going to make a ring is what we're going to need. And you can make what's called a little magic ring, or you can actually just take and put your needle down and tie a knot in the thread to hold it on there. Just don't make it very tight. And there's another way that you can roll it and push the thread through, this is just one way. And then you can hook your crochet hook through there and pull one of the strings. And then don't pull it real tight because you're going to want to slide your needle through it. That's another way. All right, and then the next thing is holding your thread. I'm going to put the tag in my right hand, and I'm going to come over here and show you. If you may have another way, but the way that I do it is I come up between the 4th and the 5th finger, go around behind in the back and back of the 4th finger, over the 3rd finger, and then over, if you turn your hand, over the 1st finger. And then you take your hand and you're going to hold the thread when we start, though. You're going to hold your thread because we're going to start the chain. And whether you're doing a round like we're going to do or you do a flat project, you're going to be making a chain at the beginning to start. And so I'm going to hold the bottom of my part that's hooked onto my crochet hook. I'm going to go out, go under my thread, grab it, and then bring it back through that loop. That makes one chain. Now I'm going to make a second chain. So I just move my thumb up to cover that stitch. I go out and I grab the thread. I'll pull it back. That makes 2. And we don't want to make them tight because we're going to put a lot of stitches in this little circle. All right, and then I'm going to go out here and I'm going to grab it again. And my hand controls the thread, the tension. You'll see that as we get going or as you work. And we're really doing 6 chains now that I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it under, slide it through. That's 5. Turn it. There you go. Now we've got 6 nice, and you can tell those are nice size and they're going to work well. So then what I want to do is finish the circle, the ring. So I come over with my needle and I go through the very first chain that we did. Let's see. I'll get it I try to look through the camera, and that's a little hard to do with this. And then I'm going to grab it so I can see both stitches, the one where I'm going through and the one that I had. And I'm going to take my thread, go under, grab it, and pull it through, and I've completed my circle. All right, now we're going to start with the first row, and the first row is going to be this white. And so what you want to do is start with a chain 3. So take your needle, go under, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 3, and that makes your beginning chain. And we have that at the beginning of each round, and that's the only time. Now we're going to look at what a double crochet does. You've got your thread on your hand, woven through your hand. You go under the thread once, you wrap it once. Then you're going to go down through the circle, the ring, come up. Here's where the double comes in. You're going to go through 2, and you're going to go through 2, and that made a double crochet. All right, let's try again. Go over, wrap, under, through, and through. We need to make 3 of these at the very beginning of each row. So wrap, under, pull up, through, and through. All right, when we have 4, and we have that beginning chain, and we've got 3 more, then we're going to take and pull this up a little bit because we're going to leave it for a minute. Come over here to the very beginning, the top chain that we did on that first stitch. Go in and capture that, and then take your hook and hook it through that loop and tighten your thread up a little bit. And then you'll come back, wrap, and you will take and grab the thread and pull it through, and that makes your first popcorn. All right. All right, now we need to do a chain of 2. So we're going to roll it, pull it through. That's 1 chain. All right, grab the yarn again, pull it through. That makes 2 chains. And then we're going to be ready to start a regular popcorn. And a regular popcorn is going to have 4 double crochets, just like we did on this first one. So let's just start. We got this rolled over, go through your circle, through your ring, up, through, that's 1. Roll, catch your thread, go through, catch the thread, pull through, catch your thread, go through, catch your thread, pull through. We've got 3. Let's do 1 more. We'll go over, under, and through, catch the thread, pull it up, go through, and then give yourself a little loop there. Go back to the very first stitch you did, and you should see the 2 stitches at the very top, the 2 pieces of thread. You're going to grab those. You're going to go back, turn and go back through your loop, pull it a little bit tighter, and then pull it through, and that makes a regular popcorn. And between each popcorn, and there it's going to be a chain 2. That chain 2 on each one of those, I got it to let it turn on me, is going to be where the second row is going to be. The second round is going to be using those. So let's do one more just to make sure we're on the track here. I've got everything. I've got my hand right. I'm going to take and roll it over, go through, pull the thread up, pull it through, go wrap through, grab, through, roll it, go through, grab it, go through. We need one more. And you get really good at this. And your hand, your left hand makes your tension, controls the tension so it's not too tight or too loose. Okay, I'm going to make that bigger. I'm going to come back to one. There's my 2 pieces I wanted to catch. So I went through that stitch. I go over here and I catch my loop and pull it through and then chain. And when you let go of it, I chained one and then I'm going to chain another one. When we got that round finished, we wanted to have 8 popcorns, and if you count them, you make sure you got 8, and then there'll be 8 chains. And the little chains look hidden if you look, but if you sort of tip up, you can see right where they are, right between them, and that's where we're going to be working for the next couple of rows. All right, and then I'm going to take, and the next color I have on mine is green. I've changed colors, and one of the best knots to make is to pull your thread, the new color and the old color, it's out so the ends are together. And then take the thread and wrap it around your finger together, both of them together, and pull them through. Get both of them pulled through, and then you'll see this great knot, and this is going to look odd because I knotted it on top of my other one I already had. But then when you pull this a little gently, you're going to find this is that one knot that does not go away. Those threads are not going to pull apart, and that's what I like. And then these threads that we have, we're going to work back in to the flower or the row that you have. So the next row that I want to start is going to be joining the green color, and it's very similar to the first. I'm going to get the little tails out of the way. I think I'll pull them all this way. You can go into any chain too that you want to. So I'm going to go into this one right here on that side. Now we're going to start with a beginning popcorn. So I'm going to pull up my loop. I'm going to do that chain 3. All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my 3 double crochets. And that'll give me 4 total, and that's what I was looking for on that very first one. So now I'm going to go back to the chain 1. I'm going to go through, I'm going to grab the loop, and I'm going to pull the loop through, and that made that first popcorn. And then get it so I can get my crochet hook through the loop and tighten it up a little bit. All right, then I'm going to take and with my fingers sort of pull this green one to the right, because we have to get another set in there. And so, and you'll even later, you'll find that with the others that we do, you'll be moving those over. So now, before I can go there though, I want to do that chain 2 that goes in between, because that's going to be on this row also. So this one I have the first one. Now I'm going to do the second popcorn, just regular. I'm going to wrap once. I'm going to go through and pull it up. Then I'm going to go through and go through. That's my first double again. Around, down, pull your loop up. That makes 2. Around, down, pull your loop up. That's 3. Around, down, pull it up, go through, and you get a rhythm to it. And just exactly what I was doing then, especially when I'm just starting a project, I come up with some kind of rhythm that I like. And you can really get it with this. And then I grab my loop and I pull it through that first. And see, again, your chain 2 is disappearing, but you're going to need that later. That's what that's for. So now I've put 2 in that one. I'm going on to the next one by chaining 2. All right, and now I want to go ahead and find my chain 2, which is right here. And I'm going to do another set of 2 in that one. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, loop, starting one, catch my loop, pull it through, and chain 2. Now remember, there's going to be 2 in every one of these 2s, so I'm going to do the second one. I'm going to roll it, grab it, go through, go through. I know you think that's funny, but if you're learning a new stitch, it's going to take you a good 20 turns. It's like learning a new word. You have to use it about 20 times. There's my loop, going back to the beginning, grab the loop, and pull it through, and chain 2. And each one of these on this row is going to have 2 in the chain 2. All right, and here is where I have one that I've got that far, that I've got my white with my 8 in it, and then I have my green, and I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, let's see, I need 16. And then there's a chain 2 between each one of those. And that's just the same, it's just making it bigger. But you can just feel it. It feels so good. So now I want to go ahead and add my gold because we're going to start the next row. And again, I take my 2 strings, the tails of my strings, and I'm going to hold those together. And I'm going to push this through just like I'm making a knot. Pull it down a little bit. And then I can even do this and I can tighten it up a little bit. And that's where our connection is made now. So this time, that was sort of awkward before. So now I'm going to go to a chain 2. Well, I'm going to actually go to the very next one past that, where I hooked them together. And I'm going to go in. I'm going to make a chain 3. Get that string out of the way. Wait a second. He went down in. Maybe I should have gone back to the other one. It doesn't matter because you're just going to get the same thing all the way around. I'm going to go to this one. All right, here we go. I'm going to do chain 3 because this is the beginning popcorn. And then I'm going to do 3 double crochets just like I did before, until I have 4 parts for that first one. All right, pull it up, go over to the first chain 3, go back to your loop, pull it through, chain 2. All right, now only 1 goes in that one. And we got the chain 2, so now we're going to the next one. And we're going to go down and we're going to start with just a regular popcorn, which is going to be 4 double crochets, pick it up, pull it through, chain 2. Now in this one I want 2 popcorns. We had 1 in the first one, and now I want 2. Three, 4, pull it up a little bit, go over and catch it, come through the loop, pull it through, chain 2. And then we're going to change back into the next one. We want only 1. 1 popcorn, that is. 2, 3, 4, pull it up, go back, catch it, come through, and now I had 1 in the first, 2 in the next one, 1 in this one. Guess what comes next? Yep, you want to have chain 2, and then after that you want another popcorn in, not in that one, right? Yeah, I better go back and look, because nothing's funnier than going try and getting all the way around and you come out with the wrong thing over here, and you have to think, well, oh, where did I do that? And then unravel. But most of the yarn's very good about coming undone, and you can do it. You don't waste anything. So let's just quickly go back in here and do the next one. We're going to do 2 regular popcorns in this one, and they're going to have the 2 chains between them. This is such nice thread. It just glides through my fingers as I'm trying to manipulate it. Okay. Catch it, pull it through, chain 2. And if you forget, you just have to look back. 1 there, so this one's got to be 2. 2 popcorns. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you got to push it over to the side a little bit, 4, to give yourself some room to work. All right, and then you capture it, go over there and grab it, come back, and chain 2. All right, so now we followed the pattern. We have 1 popcorn, we have 2 popcorns, we have 1, we have 2, and you continue all the way around like that, and you'll end up with 24 popcorns going around with the stitches in between. And it will look like this one. And this was so cute to me when I got this far. It's so fluffy and puffy. I just wanted to take this and hook it onto a piece of fabric or something like a flower garden. It's kind of funny. So that gets us rows 1, 2, and 3. And we'll do the next ones on the next part. Thank you. And we'll break for that part, because you can see if you look at the next part that's sort of gray, we're going to do something different, but we're still using double crochets and then 2 more types like that as we go around here. And this is a fun layer because it starts becoming square. Thank you for watching. I just came back. I thought you might like to see how this is going, because now we're going to be doing the blue row, the pink row, and the white row, the last 3 rows on the next segment.